Report Commissioner Smith. Secretary Musk is here unannounced.
Why is Musk messing with the federal government? Does he have anything to do with it?
The word cut the budget turns you all upside down. Not even the gates of the Federation. All hiding here like turtles, spending all that money and saying I had nothing to do with it.
What costs high? You are only been here a few days. Don't know the rules here yet.
Big money for LGBT people. Trump easily defeated the cocky Harris. The rest of you are as weak and timid as rats. What can you do to support the Democrats?
That was Harris accidentally underestimating his opponent.
Underestimate? His low ability. All the best Democrats were defeated by MAGA. It's gonna be your turn soon.
How dare you!
Sit down.
Is it helpful to hide here and be angry? Our officials have to share the president's worries.
DOGE, what is that? Your department has been around for less than half a year. Are you qualified to help the president out?
You asked me what is DOGE. I will tell you right now. What the federal budget cannot cut, DOGE can. And listen. Those the feds are afraid to lay off, I will lay off. What the Federation can't manage, I will manage. Just one sentence. What the Federation can do, I can do. What the Federation can't do, I will do more. Act first and report afterwards. Special permission from the Trump. This is DOGE. Get it?
Alright, that was an AI face swap of a Chinese movie named Flying Swords of Dragon Gate. Let's talk a bit about the historical background of this movie, and I think many of my audience will find some striking similarity in comparison to today's domestic politics in United States. The story is set during the Ming Dynasty, in a period which political infighting and corruption are severe. The government was plagued by power struggles, particularly between the imperial court's loyalists and the powerful eunuch faction known as the Eastern Bureau. The establishment and function of this Eastern Bureau by the Emperor of Ming Dynasty is equivalent to modern day's secret police. They wield tremendous amount of power, assigned directly by the Emperor himself, circumventing the usual legal judicial system. And their original main purpose is to sniff out populace and dissidents who might seek to do harm and overthrow the emperor.
这个香味儿，看看你身上有没有。
Later on, however, because they wield so much power, the emperor had to establish a new bureau, the Western Bureau, in order to counterbalance the power. However, later on, both bureaus became corrupted and they isolated the emperor away from running the kingdom and start running things by themselves, to their own interests most of the time. In this particular movie, both the Eastern and the Western Bureau are antagonists, okay, the bad guys who are corrupted and destroying the kingdom from within. And they went after those government officials who are loyal to the emperor and to the kingdom and want to introduce reform and new policy in order to save the kingdom from collapse. So in this movie, a lot of good government officials who wanted to reform and also inform the emperor of the corrupted Eastern and Western Bureau and other corrupted government officials, they were captured, tortured, and often executed for treason by these, corrupted agency before their message can even reach the king.
囚犯到！囚犯到！囚犯跪下！领审！你们两个据表上奏参我贪赃敛财，
And in this movie, Jet Li plays the protagonist, the good assassin who goes after the corrupted units and save the good government officials from capture and execution. So the goal is that when the emperor came to his senses and reformed the government and remove these corrupted agencies, these good government officials can then return to the capital and continue to serve the empire and the kingdom. Well, to apply this particular movie or historical context to, let's say, today's modern day US domestic politics, you can put it this way. The power of the emperor and the power of the presidency of today's United States will erode over time, especially during unipolar moment, because there's not enough external threat to keep the leadership system vigilant. So during this period, certain entities within the kingdom started to bond together and form their own power circles, right? Which we refer to today as the deep state. Their goal is often to maximize their own interests and often act to prevent the emperor or democratic elected president here in the United States as a reference to fix the problems, right? So here in the United States, they will want to put a puppet president into power and obey their commands and not get in their way. Same with Asian China, when they just want to keep the emperor distracted with all kinds of exhausting entertainments and not spend effort in running the country itself. And usually, for whatever reason, you do get a sensible emperor into power who want to fix things, right? This corrupted agency will work to, let's say, distort or maybe, eliminate the emperor who disobeyed them in secrecy, of course. So in this particular movie, you can think of those corrupted entities as, maybe referring to BlackRock or, Lockheed Martins and Raytheon and those kind of companies. Use your own imaginations, okay? And this bureau, this agency are like those, three-letter agencies here in US maybe. And these agencies are going after the loyalists. I don't know who do you refer to as loyalists. Maybe, RFK or Tracy Gabriel, Jeffrey Sachs, people like that, who try to fix things. So use your own imagination here. And then Jet Li is playing the assassin here to rescue these loyalists and prevent them from being murdered. As you can see, Elon Musk's character here is both an accurate and inaccurate presentation of reality at the moment in the United States. Because I have discussed this in my previous video, in order to go against the deep state, you kind of have to establish and run your own alternative deep state, which was what they created the Western Bureau for, in order to go after and balance the power of the Eastern Bureau. Because the emperor knew that the Eastern Bureau had too much power at that time. That's not exactly good for the emperor or for the kingdom. But if you introduce this kind of tactic by creating a new secret police to go after the old secret police, you might make the situation even worse. You might end up with more problems than you started off with. So that's why I said this particular scene can be accurate and inaccurate at the same time, because Elon Musk seems to set off to do something good here for the United States. It might work, it might not work, or it might create even more internal chaos, infighting, and accelerate the collapse of the kingdom. That's it for today's video. And to remind my new audience, this is not a movie reviewing channel. This is a geopolitical channel. And also, if Elon Musk is watching this movie before you go off and save United States, you have to first remove your yeah.